To understand why it was that Britain had the Industrial Revolution, we really have to look at the lives of ordinary women. It was the freedoms of ordinary women being able to go out onto farms, get jobs, leave their homes, earn their own money. That sowed the seeds of economic change that over the centuries led to the rise of Britain. When young women were out there earning their own money, in Britain, they were able to avoid child marriage. And actually, if you look at the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, the average age that a British woman was getting married at was 25 or 26, at a time when in Southern Europe, in China, in the Middle East, in India, women typically did get married in their teens, and the result was much less population pressure on the economy. That meant that the economy was better able to support higher standard of living, higher wages. And those high wages provided businesses with an incentive to develop and use machines. Because if instead you can just exploit cheap labor, why do you want to build machines? Families could better afford to educate their children because they had fewer of them. And they could also better afford to save because with fewer mouths to feed, you've got more disposable income. So you think actually that the ability for young women to go out into the economy, get a job, and take charge of the marriage decision, which in turn feeds through to later marriage, smaller families, and with it, a higher wage economy that provides the incentive for technological innovation and the incentive for businesses to use machines. Also, families that are better able to afford to save, and that's therefore providing the funds to invest in machines. Families that are better able to afford to educate their children so that you've got the skill base that can help develop those machines and that can use those machines in the production process. To understand what was so special about Western Europe that allowed it to overtake parts of the world that had been ahead, not just for centuries, but for millennia. It's women.